First of all, my sincere thanks to the Dean Academics and Dr. Jinwal for having invited me for this particular session, and the organizer, Professor Vipin, and all the boys and girls who are joining through online. I am really pleased to join from Metropolitan Forest College and Research Institute, particularly to talk on what is the status and development of tree improvement and biotechnology, particularly in terms of the improved genetic resources which are available not only for utility inside of Tamil Nadu, but utility in the entire country as well. And fundamentally, for the information of all the boys and girls, if I believe, what we do is we always look for a genetic improvement program that leads to varietal development. That varietal development, there are two important aspects which we are looking into it. One is predominantly productivity improvement. Second one is the wood quality improvement. These are the two issues which we take into consideration, particularly to cater to the needs of what is called as either domestic utility or for the industrial utility. Mind you, boys and girls, this institute, I think not only now, since its inception right from 1973 onwards, we have been involved in tree improvement program. But however, after 2004, I think we have revamped the entire system of tree improvement, and that made us, typically to identify the varieties which are amenable for state of Tamil Nadu, and within that variety, we started the traditional tree improvement program. Over and above, when you compare the tree improvement program, the traditional tree improvement program, and as on today, what we are doing is we work with the industries predominantly, all the industries, and based on the industrial demand and what is the variety needed, and accordingly we design the variety that will be deployed for the tree improvement program. So these are all the systems which take us, which is taken care of right from 2004 onwards, and this is the only institute in the whole country, if I believe correctly. We release the variety through State Variety Release Committee. So that's the system. The State Variety Release Committee is chaired by Agriculture Production Commissioner and Secretary, Principal Secretary of Government of Tamil Nadu. So that means it is because ultimately we have developed a variety. That variety will go to the farmlands, not to the real forest areas. That's a major system. So these are the systems which we take into consideration. So before going for what are the systems which is available, what are the species which we are intended to eat, and what is the current status of development, we also look into why this tree improvement is needed. Can you go to the presentation? Why this tree improvement is needed? I'll share my PowerPoint. I request Dr. Vipin, please confirm my slide screen. If it is amenable, please inform me. Browser, my slide is visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is what. Okay, very good. This is what the system which we wanted to I wanted to talk. I must really thankful to Dr. Jinwal for having invited this particular, because whatever we do in southern part of India, definitely this has to go to the northern part. Because why I'm saying this, currently today, whatever the varieties we are released, those varieties are also finding place in some of the North Indian states like Haryana, Punjab, even part of Maharashtra, part of Orissa, part of Uttar Pradesh, and of course it is slowly getting the national attraction. So ultimately, next slide. Ultimately, what is needed is, this is what the status. You should also understand why this tree improvement is needed. Because traditionally, whatever the domestic utility of timber or whatever the industrial utility of timber, all these materials have been obtained only from natural forests. And today, the natural forest, what is the condition of natural forests? Right from after independence, as on 1980, the forest in the country has been utilized fully. And whatever the domestic demand and whatever the industrial demand, all the wood has been sourced only from natural forests. But what had happened after 1980, Forest Conservation Act was enacted. In 1988, the introduction of National Forest Policy. And 1996, there is a major breakthrough where Honorable Supreme Court banned total felling in the natural forest. So these are all the legal mechanisms which really prevented the availability of wood and wood products from the natural forest to the domestic utility or for the industrial utility. So what had happened, considering these ideas, 1988, Government of India initiated a National Forest Policy. That policy has given clear direction to all the wood-based industries in the country. The wood-based industries in the country, they have to derive their own raw material resources without depending on forest department supply. So that was the major direction. But except few industries in South India, other industries in the whole country and one or two industries in North India, other industries, they have not taken seriously the policy directions. Suddenly what had happened in 1996, the total ban on felling in the natural forests. So automatically, there was a hue and cry, particularly for the demand and supply pattern, there was real unorganized sectors. So that was the reason, even today, even the Government of India, Ministry of Environment and Forests, the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, They all estimated the wood demand for the country right from 2020, 2021, 2030 and up to 2040. But there are various data available. Data available with the government sectors, data available with the private sector, and data available with the industrial sector. They are not really matching each other. Each and everyone claims this system. So that was the reason. Fortunately, we have taken a rationally. One of the major system is, next slide. The country really demand next slide. Really demand more than 150 million metric cube of wood to meet the organized sectors of industry. These are the organized sectors of industry. If you take India, paper industry was the major organized sectors of industry. Plywood industry, veneer industry, match, agriculture, and construction industries, and some of the handicrafts, some of the sports goods. These are all organized industries. And to meet the raw material requirement of these organized industries, we needed wood demand of more than 150 million metric cube. But more than this, there is an equal quantity of another 150 million metric cube of wood is demanded to meet the unorganized sectors of industry. India is known for more unorganized sectors of industries. And these unorganized sectors of industry, they are all small scale, particularly match industries, highly unorganized. Even veneer industry, unlike in North India where it is a concentrated, like Haryana, Punjab, it's a concentrated industry. But other parts of India, it's highly unorganized. Most cases, veneer industry is highly unorganized. The demand pattern is not at all known. Similarly, the paper industries, they have expanded larger volume. And agriculture implements, sports goods, packing cases industry. One of the major industry today, which is worrying factor, is the packing case industry. Packing case industry, they predominantly depend on imported wood. Domestic wood contributes hardly 30 to 40%. 60% is getting imported. So all these things are major systems. So one is the organized sectors of industry, we need 150 million metric cube of wood. And for unorganized sectors of industry, we need another 150 million metric cube of wood. And more than that, to meet the energy demand, both for domestic utility and for industrial utility, today the government of India estimated anything more than 388 million metric cube of wood. That means for the whole country, we need anything between 700 and 800 million metric cube of wood, which is not available in the natural forests. Hardly you can get 10 to maximum 15% of the wood from plantation corporations, not exactly from the natural forest. That means whatever the wood used in the country today, it must be, or it is predominantly from the agroforestry sector or a farm forestry sector, or partly from the import of the materials. Next slide. So all these things are a major system. You take state of Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu alone, we need anything more than not 55 lakhs. We need more than 70 lakh ton of wood to meet the organized sectors of industry of 6 categories. Paper industry, plywood industry, timber industry, match industry, and packing case industry, and biomass power industries. So these are all the major system of wood demand and supply pattern. So automatically what is needed is, Tamil Nadu Forest Department is able to supply hardly less than 2 lakh tons. The remaining wood material, more than 95% of the material has to be sourced either from agroforestry sector or it has to be imported. Next slide. So all these things are very systematically. That's the reason 2004 we have started the conceiving what is called as a value chain model. The value chain model on agroforestry or industrial agroforestry. And what is this value chain model? Always people know about supply chain, and this value chain is very, very unique because during 2004 and 5, we started inventorizing what is the demand for the state of Tamil Nadu. And what is the demand in terms of from the farmers? What is the demand in terms of wood-based industries? What is the demand in terms of other stakeholders? So we identified the major constraints and challenges. These constraints and challenges I have categorized into three important categories. One is the production level constraints. Second one is processing. Third one is consumption. And today I think I'll be discussing one of the major systems is production level constraints. Major system is when you go to the farmlands, because I said more than 80% of the wood is coming from agroforestry sector or maybe by import. Sir, what is the demand when you promote organized agroforestry? Traditional agroforestry is not the new concept. Agroforestry is a traditional concept. Since the art of civilization started, agroforestry started. But what is the difference? Originally, agroforestry was a livelihood land use system. Today, agroforestry is a commercial land use system. Classical example is popular based agroforestry in Punjab and Haryana. Maybe South India, we have categorized more than 12 different tree species, improved genetic resources. So when we started this particular program, we thought of analyzing what is the existing problem. What are the challenges? Major challenges, production level challenges. When you go to the farmers, they are always asking for what is the variety. That is the absence of inferior genetic resources. That's a major crux. When you go to the farmers are very clear. Rice they have a variety, wheat they have a variety, papaya they have a variety, tomato and brinjal they have a variety. When I say teak, what is a variety? There is no variety available in the whole country. So what is the variety means? Then again, where I will get the quality planting materials? Even today, you take example, except two species, maybe North India, populus and eucalyptus. South India, maybe eucalyptus and cashew nut. Except these species, even today, the major afforestation program in the country is happening because of the unimproved seed-based genetic resources. That's the reason Indian forestry is recorded as one of the lowest in terms of productivity. Even Indian plantation productivity is also lowest when compared to global averages. I was traveling in the entire Brazil, where the productivity is more than 50 meter cube per hectare per annum. And we are working for anything around 10 meter cube per hectare per annum. So that was the major system. One is inferior genetic resources. Second one is low productivity. Third important thing is absence of quality planting material. Predominantly, most of the tree crops are highly diverse populations, heterogeneous and heterozygous. Automatically, they exhibit a lot of variability. Cross-pollination is a mandatory system. So automatically, availability of quality planting material is a major problem. Varying wood quality. If you take all the industries never bother about quality of the wood. Fortunately, during the last 10 years, either paper industry or a veneer industry, they also look for a quality, high cellulose, low lignin, high veneer recovery, medium density to high density. Like that, they are also little of, very curious about the wood quality. That's a major problem when we started this particular project in 2004 and 5. Long rotation. Because when we take agroforestry into the farmland, people are not ready to wait for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. They want wood to be harvested in 24 months, 48 months, 60 months. They don't want to pronounce in terms of rotation in terms of years. They want to pronounce rotation in terms of months. Is there any systems? And the absence of alternate genetic resources. Traditionally, people use only few varieties. Why plywood industry uses eucalyptus and populus? Why not other species? Why paper industry use bamboos originally? Today, eucalyptus. Why not other species? So, what is the alternate genetic resources? Similarly, timber means why teak alone? Why not other species? We claim that India is known for a diverse country in terms of all biological resources. And we have more than 15,000 flowering plants. Is there any genetic resources available which can replace teak? So, the absence of alternate genetic resources, that's a major crux. Then silvicultural technology. Even today, most of your boys and girls, we teach them predominantly the silviculture books written by the traditional foresters, which were coined or designed only for a plantation in the natural forests. Scientific forestry. When Dr. Dietrich Brande started the art of scientific planting in India, it is only that clearing the diverse natural forests, introducing the monoculture of the plantation. That was the scientific plantation material. And that is also, it is not improved genetic resources. So the silviculture, whatever the books available, before 10 years back, whatever the books available, all the silviculture systems silviculture technologies are predominantly the trees planted in natural forests. Plantation forestry are planted in natural forests, assisted regeneration. So definitely that plantation technology may not suit for the plantation in agroforestry sector. So all these things are a problem. Silviculture needs to be revisited. The tree breeding based silviculture, and lastly the profitable tree crop model. Because India is a highly diverse country, particularly when you take the material to the farmlands. Indian farm holdings are more than 77% of the farm holdings in India is small and marginal farmers, less than 2 hectares. If the farmers are less than 2 hectares, farm holdings are 1 hectare to 2 hectares. How do you integrate the tree component? We must design a methodology. That methodology should integrate the wood generation and the food generation in the same area. So these are all the production level constraints. Then important thing is processing level. I don't want to discuss here. It's mostly industry based. Lastly, consumption, because production and consumption is very, very important. Organized supply, unorganized supply chain. India, even today, most of the boys and girls, I don't know how many of the boys are knowing where the tea can be sold at what rate. If you are able to tell me, and I'll be the happiest person. Many cases, even all agriculture universities, more than 50 universities in the country, they are offering forestry education. Nowhere it is said, where is the unorganized supply chain for forestry component? So that's the buyback system. Where is the organized buyback? What is the material? What is the wood known? And what is the price mechanism supported? No one knows. Market intelligence. Unlike agriculture, no market intelligence for forestry component. Price supportive system. Everyone, middlemen and the traders, they take the price supportive system, not the growers and the consumers. And the credit and the insurance mechanism. Lastly, policy. The diverse policy mechanism available in the whole country. So these are all the ways, because when you promote the improved genetic resources to the farmlands, and without knowing the consumption pattern, whatever you are going to promote, it is going to be a failure. So that is a system. We take the whole model as a value chain model, and each and every stage, it is called a PCS model, production to consumption system model. In each and every stage of production, I am intervening. For example, inferior genetic resources, non-available quality planting material, low productivity, varying wood quality, long rotation, absence of air, all these things are intervened through the improved genetic resources, particularly blending, breeding, and the improvement concept in a single forum, so that we can develop a methodology. So there is an intervention in each and every stage of production to consumption system. That's the reason I'm not using the word supply chain. I'm using the word called value chain. This value chain included tree breeding and improvement at the production level, precision silviculture at the production level, multifunctional agroforestry at the production level, because the genetic resources is very, very important when you want to reap the benefit of productivity, when you want to reap the benefit of wood quality. All these things are, we make as an organizational intervention. Next slide. To resolve these problems, we introduce what is the concept called the value chain innovation. That's why I said value chain innovation is whatever existing system I am replacing with the innovative based system. What are the innovations? We have introduced 3 innovations. One is called the technological innovation, intervention, organizational innovations and intervention, marketing innovation and interventions. Today, if you give me improved genetic resource, that will have a fetching higher price. I'll come to during the prices. If you take a normal variety, it is not going to be giving a higher price. That means breeding is marketable. That's a major system which I really wanted to, introduce to all the young minds of the postgraduate scholars of FRI University. Because these innovations are 3 important things. I make you again, once again, I repeat it. Technological innovation, organization innovation, marketing innovation. Technology means starts from breeding up to agroforestry. Organization intervention or innovation means linking the people, growers to the consumers, growers and the consuming industries, involving all the value chain industries. Marketing intervention, assure them with a good market, assure them with a price supportive system, introduce them contract farming system. All these things are systematically designed for each and every improved variety. Next slide. Now we see what are the technological innovations. These are the major innovations which we have introduced. One is called industrial agroforestry. It is nothing but developing a variety suits to the industry. Mini clonal technology for ensuring mass multiplication, slowly eliminating seed-based system. Multifunctional agroforestry, take the improved genetic resources, introduce into the farmland for varying utility. The utility is not only for provisional services, direct benefits, even for indirect or intangible benefits, which included regulation services, supporting services, cultural services. 4th important thing is value addition. Because normally we always look for a timber means timber alone. Not the entire wood is used. If you take any variety, any species, any industry, only 60% of the material, wood material is used by the industry. Remaining 20 to 40% is going to be a waste. What to do with the waste? Farmers need to be, guided for this purpose. So automatically, value addition technology is also introduced. And the 5th one is consortium approach. I said earlier, the organization intervention. We develop a consortium. This consortium included farmers, included researchers, industries, bankers, value addition industry, clonal production centers, plantation developers, plantation building institution, and value addition unit, ultimately marketing institutions. It's a consortium approach. Whatever I do promote, the farmers know the variety, he know the industry where to sell, and he know what is the price to be sold. So all these things are systematically developed in the consortium approach. And lastly, incubation, business center. Whatever I do varieties, whatever I develop the products, all these are now translated to the young minds of boys and girls of Forest College and Forest Colleges of other institutes, where we are transferring technology to them. We provide them technological support, ask them to create a business incubation system, where we are able to develop a startup companies, MSME companies. We provide them technology, assist them with the financial resources, and link them with the marketing people, so that the tree is the improved variety. The improved variety is converted into a product of various categories. So all these things, we develop a forestry into a business model as well. So these are all the innovations which we have made it. Next slide. And once we come to the innovation, first one is industrial agroforestry. And what is this industry? What are the innovations which we have made? Ultimately, it is first and foremost success of agroforestry depends on the correct choice of genetic resources. What is the choice of genetic resources? I have said 3 important points. One was the lack of the inferior genetic, the availability of superior genetic resources is a problem. Quality scaling is a problem. Productivity is a problem. To avoid all these things, what to do? We can't develop a concept, development of high yielding short rotation clones. And what is high yielding? Anything more than 10 metric cube per hectare per annum is a high yielder. What is the short rotation? We wanted to reduce the rotation. Today, you don't believe, I'm harvesting trees in 18 months. 18 months, one variety is harvested in 18 months for amenable for paper industry. 36 months amenable for plywood industry. Even 60 to 70 months, 72 months amenable for timber industry. That is also we are able to do it. And this is because of genetic resources. So development of high yielding short rotation variety is one of the major systems. Improvement of wood quality. What is the wood quality? We always look for a density. So medium density, high density, and little higher density and low density. Based on the utility, whether utility is for a paper industry, or for a veneer industry, or for a packing case industry, or for an energy industry, or for a timber industry, even timber industry, whether it is for a solid wood or for engineered wood. Based on this assessment, we develop a variety, and that variety is amenable for the utility of various industry. Then third point, biotic and abiotic. Today, for the information of all of you, always the land use system, the whole country, more area is brought under the what is called as a aridity, more area under aridity. Similarly, more area under salinity and alkalinity. We are now in the form of developing a variety for saline resistance, variety for alkaline resistance, and variety for certain cases borer resistance as well. And the tree varieties with synchronous flowering. Here we are working on a major tree-borne oilseeds, particularly biofuel utility, and a short duration variety and a synchronized flowering, and varieties with desirable characters. Here again specific characters. Lastly, varieties for diverse environmental utility. These are the major areas which we are working on a tree improvement program. Next slide. Now we can see these are the components. Ultimately, what I do is we collect our genetic resources. We today for state of Tamil Nadu, we have identified 30 different tree species. And 30 different tree species, we are working on 10 different themes. In all the themes, what we are doing is we collect genetic resources in the form of provenances, in the form of seed sources, in the form of progenies, in the form of clones, and ultimately in the form of hybrid progenies or hybrid clones. So these are all the major systems which we are working on it. And the major breeding methodology we work on is, first one is introduction. Some of the varieties we do introduce. Some of the varieties we go for a selection. Some of the varieties we are going for intensive hybridization, like casuarina, eucalyptus, melia, even teak also we are going for intensive hybridization. Some of the varieties we go for a mutation, like jatropha. Some of the varieties we also use biotechnological tools, particularly for sandal and red sanders. So all these things are breeding methods which we are deploying for improvement of variety. And we also go for we have developed a designed a model called the mini clonal technology. I'll come to that. What is this mini clonal technology? Where this ensures commercial multiplication, not one plant, two plant. Annually, we are able to multiply 10 million plants in association with almost all my consortium stakeholders. Next slide. So all these things are now, these are these genetic resources, 10 different concepts, starting with our timber and high value up to floss industry, and 30 different tree species which we have identified. Let's see one by one. Next slide. One of the major species which we are working is the tree improvement. These are the developments. What we have done, 1979 and Assam 2021. You know, the first variety released by TNA US 2008 in the entire country. We are very proud to say casuarina was the first variety released in the year 2008. After 2008, several institutes followed right from 2009. They have followed, but TNA was the first in the university in the whole country to release the variety in casuarina in 2008, because originally the industries are using only seed-based. First, we have introduced the concept of clone-based system. 2010, we have introduced the second variety in casuarina. And 2012, we introduced melia, first variety. 2013, eucalyptus, first variety. And 2018, melia, second variety. 2019, kadam, first variety. 2021, this year, last year, we have released Metapolium MTP3, melia, third variety. So similarly, we have another 12 varieties which are in the pipeline. We don't just like the release variety based on a single species. We have a system of the initial institutional trial, then adaptive research trial, then multi-location trial, then on-farm trial, then industrial trial. Like that, we start from a minimum 6 years, maximum 18 years to develop a variety. And these varieties will be presented to the University State Variety Release Committee, and where the team will be there. There are more than 15 university officers. They will screen the variety. Then we'll make a site visit. Based on that, the variety will be given to state for a testing. Then the state variety release committee will be presented, It is chaired by Agriculture Production Commissioner and represented by 30 different officials, including farmers, industries, and other stakeholders. Based on only on approval of these things, the variety will be notified by Government of Tamil Nadu through State Variety List Committee. So all these things we are doing it. And similarly, some of the variety we are introducing through All India Coordinated Research Project through icar-cafri-jhansi. We have 38 centers distributed across India, where we are also sharing our variety for testing across India as well. So that once it is done, we are able to release the variety for a national level. So these varieties, once variety is released, this variety, because all these releases are done in consultation with the industry. All the projects are funded by industry, not predominantly by the government funds, but predominantly by the industry funds. Paper industries are funding, timber industries are funding, plywood industries are funding, match industry, packing case industry, energy industry. All the industries are funding through a consortium mode, and we use this money for developing a variety. And almost 4 to 6 students are working on tree improvement program. All these varieties, predominantly the doctoral students, they are working on these varieties. Next slide. For example, teak, timber genetic resources. This is what the plan. We always look for a provenances. Then within the provenances evaluation, we go for a juvenile adult correlation based, we select the genetic resources. And here, mother plant will be characterized for a productivity and the wood quality. Once it is done, even the mother plant will be going for a clonal multiplication. Because one genetic evaluation will be over, either provenances evaluation or a seed source evaluation or a progeny evaluation. Once these are over, based on the superiority, the progenies will be fixed, or the seed source will be fixed, or the provenances will be fixed. They will be mass multiply using clones that will go to the further clonal testing. So first testing is a seed based, second testing is a clone based, and third it will be an amplified clonal test. Fourth, it will be going for a release. This is what the breeding plan, which we always work on the major system. For example, so far timber we have not released. We have crossed more than 15 years of research now. Now some of the timber varieties are now amenable for release. Particularly teak, we have now few improved clones. Red sanders, we have improved clones. They will be released within another 2 to 3 years, because 15 years of evaluations are over. The trees are now harvested, completed industrial tests, completed amplified tests. Industries express satisfaction. Industries have adopted the variety. They have also fixed a support price. Now this variety will go to State Variety List Committee for release. So this is what we do it. It is not like singly selecting a tree and based on a single tree selection, we don't do it. Rather, TNA, we don't do it. Next slide. So these are the improved genetic resources. For example, teak. I have a good selection for Cybery provenances 07, MTP 21, MTP 16. So these are the 3 important varieties in teak, and they are screened for 3 important tests. It is over now. Even we have fixed the target harvesting period of 8 years to 12 years, because we are not looking for a years, we are looking for a technical specification. If the wood is able to cross more than 24 inches girth, that is amenable for timber utility. I am saying more than 24 inches. And today, now during the last 2 years, we are also working for a timber which is more than 18 inches. 18 inches amenable for timber, that is also we are able to do it. Similarly, Melina arborea, we are able to now come with a clone, GAH. That clone is a beautiful clone and amenable for harvest right from 6 and 8 years. Shisham, we have a clone called DS18. Similarly, African mahogany, this is an introduction. We have completed 15 years of introductory trial. Based on the introductory trial, we are able to screen a variety, and the variety is a high density variety. It is more superior to teak. Now we have identified a clone, case 01, Kaya senegalensis, African mahogany. These are all the timber genetic resources which are available. Next slide. Similarly, these are the status. Teak, we have improved genetic resources. Mahogany, we have improved genetic resources. African mahogany, we have improved genetic resources. Next slide. High value species. We work on 2 different species, Santalum album and red sanders, Pterocarpus santalinus. And both the species, we have identified them from the natural range. You know that both the species are endemic to South India. And within the entire natural range, right from 1997, we are working on these 2 species. We identified superior genetic stocks, completed progeny trial. Based on the progeny trial, we are able to now identify the clone. Those clones are now under mass multiplication and are now amplified clonal tests. And we have completed entire quality traits also. And we are satisfied with the santalal content in Santalum album. And we are satisfied with the santalin content in the red sanders, Pterocarpus santalinus. And all these studies are over now. Industries are also satisfied. Now we are in the process of amplified tests. I'll show you one of the video clipping. Next slide. Just confirm me whether the video is visible. So this is what the system. We just go for a wood, and the wood will be characterized for a quality, particularly for Central album. Even today, all the department sales or all other government sales, it is happening in the quality classes fixed by Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was a king in Karnataka, and the standards are fixed 30, 40, 400 years before. But today, the science and technology is so advanced, where we are able to develop a variety and characterize the quality based on the GCMS analysis. So now we are able to identify which variety and what is the centralal content, alpha centralal, and based on that we screen a variety. So that is the system. Even high value tree, even one of the clone in red sanders, TNRS01, that is a beautiful clone, amenable for harvesting 15 years in farmland conditions. And we have completed more than 18 years of age, 18 years of evaluation we have completed. We have completed amplified clonal test, we have completed industrial tests, and we are now satisfied this variety is going to be launched. Second important theme is industrial wood genetic resources. Whatever you have seen so far is the timber and high value. This is industrial wood. Predominantly we concentrate on 3-4 industries. One is called a paper industry, second one is the plywood industry, third one is match industry, and fourth one is biofuel industry. These are the breeding plan. How we do it? We go for selections. One is the proveniences, second one is the seed sources, third one is the progeny, and fourth one is the hybrid. Particularly species like Eucalyptus casuarina and Jatropha, where we are doing hybridization. And based on the initial evaluation, one evaluation will be over. Based on the initial evaluation, once the superior genetic resources, they will be intended for both for productivity test and the quality test. Quality is wood quality. If the seed, it's a seed quality. And once it is passing through wood quality, then it will go for a clonal multiplication, then it will go for an amplified test, then it will go for a final screening based on again wood quality. Here wood quality is industrial testing, not wood quality in my lab. No, I will take the material minimum 300 tons, maximum 10 tons, maximum 100 tons. We will take the entire material to the industry where we intended for industrial testing for paper industry. For a plywood industry, we take minimum 16 tons. We complete one full exercise of veneer recovery, one full exercise of both core veneer and the face veneer. Similarly, match industry, we take one truckload and we look for a match flints recovery. I am saying, why I am saying this? We do tree breeding based for the wood quality requirement. So that is the major crux. I think several institutes, breeders will confine only to growth attributes like height, diameter, and volume. They never bother about this system. But here, I have my own lab. I have my pulp lab. I have my veneer lab. I have my match lab. Every lab I have it here at Metropolitan. Once I am satisfied, the variety will be given to industry for a large-scale adaptability. Once the industry is satisfied, they will give a letter. Yes, I am satisfied with this variety. Then alone, it will go to the variety release committee for adoption. So why I am saying this, it will take a series of methods. It is not like releasing variety. I don't do it. Though we are working for a tree breeding program for the last maybe 30 years. And I am personally involved right from 1997 onwards. And we have almost more than 2 decades of evaluation. But still, we are waiting for more results, more confined results. And we go for anything more than 25 different amplified tests. That means 25 acres in different locations. Each location will have minimum 1 acre of amplified clonal tests. That is the major crux which we are doing it, so that we will get a beautiful variety. Now we can see how this. So this is what improved pulpwood genetic resources. Casuarina, I said 2008. And we have a beautiful variety, MTP2. That is a beautiful variety. It's a high yielding variety, 150 tons minimal average. Potential is more than 200 tons in 3 years, 30 months to 36 months. And now today, you don't believe, even last week I have harvested a single farmer in 1 acre, 105 tons in an amplified tons. And he is able to generate an income of a minimum average of 1 lakh rupees per annum per year. That's a productivity improvement. 1 lakh rupees per annum per year is possible only with the banana, not with the sugar cane. But I am able to pay the money to the farmers. Why I am saying this? This is a beautiful system. Similarly, we have a hybrid. And Subabul also we have a selection. Kadam also we have released a variety. Eucalyptus, I have a beautiful clone now, Euro grandis clone. This Euro grandis is it's an introduction. I was in Brazil. I have taken few Euro grandis that has been introduced. I am also doing some crossing. Now these Euro grandis clones, during the last 11 years, it is able to increase the productivity even with some of the major ITC clones as well. Second important thing is it's a high density. The density is more than 700 metric cube per hectare, per ton, 700 kg per metric cube. So that is a beautiful attraction. And veneer recovery is good. Pulp recovery, pulp yield is maximum. So all these things we are able to release a variety. And these eucalyptus clones are now, we are sharing these genetic resources for the entire country. Even we have requested Punjab and Haryana people to take the variety through Punjab Agriculture University and Century Play in Hoshiarpur. Next slide. Next slide. So you just see, this is my pulp lab where I take the wood, I chip it, I'll digest it, I'll characterize the wood quality, complete analysis, physical quality, chemical quality, anatomical quality, mechanical quality. I convert them into paper. The paper will be tested for a tear index, burst index, and all the index will be completed. Then we will take a sample paper. Once I am satisfied in my lab, the wood will be given paper industry 300 tons. We will give the paper to the industries. They will satisfy once if they are satisfied, then that variety will alone go to the farmers for amplified clonal tests. So these are all the systems. It is not tree breeding only doing the taking height and diameter. No, it is a complete program right from A to Z. That's why I said production to consumption. Tree breeding is not confined only to the developing a variety alone. And we are also doing hybridization. Today I am able to come with a beautiful hybrid both in Kashmir and eucalyptus. Next slide. And here we have also we are not going for a systematic F1, F2, F3. What we do is we develop a F1. F1 will be segregated. F1 will be grown, and based on the growth in the early stage, 1 year, we'll select the segregating population, and that alone will be taken for a cloning purposes. That will be mass multiplied. That will go for a clonal evaluation, amplified clonal test, industrial test, and based on the superiority, we'll go to the variety. So all these things are, we are able to reduce the breeding rotation also. So these are all the genetic resources: eucalyptus, casuarina, subabul, lania, and melia, acacia, almost all these things. Next slide. And third important thing is plywood genetic resources. You know that plywood industries predominantly depend on only eucalyptus and poplar. We are the pioneering institute in the whole country. In the whole country, we are the pioneering institution to work on Melia dubia right from 2002 onwards. And today, even this is the first institute in the whole country to release a variety in Melia dubia in 2012. And today, we have a variety both for core veneer and face veneer. So that's a very crux. We introduce, we clone. Now we have also both the clonal seeds and we have the clonal planting material. And we almost the genetic resources are now distributed anything more than 10,000 hectare, not 1 acre, 2 acre, 10,000 hectare it has been evaluated. Now we have signed with the 7 MOA with the 7 different industries: Century Ply, Sharan Ply, Ambi Ply, and there are several industries, local industries we have signed. And today, media-based contract farming is viable in Tamil Nadu. So we work with the pricing system in the entire country. This species, we are the first people to design pricing mechanism, clone-based pricing mechanism. Today I am paying 850 rupees per quintal. 850 rupees, even more than poplar and eucalyptus. So recovery is very good. I'll show you one of the video clipping. Next slide. This is the MTP3 clone and intended for a face veneer, not for a core veneer. This is for a face veneer. And here, the advantage here is I am able to develop a variety, and that variety is amenable for core veneer, where I am able to peel up to 4 mm thickness. Though I am not able to get 3 mm, I am able to get 4 mm, but still this 4 mm face veneer is amenable for decorative plywood and for commercial plywood as well. And today, the Century Ply, I must thank the MD, chairman of the Century Ply, they are adapted this variety, and we are promoting large-scale amplified program, contract farming program. And the Melia MTP1 was a core veneer. Melia MTP2 was both for plywood and paper. This Melia MTP2 is amenable for harvest in 18 months for a paper industry. You don't believe, pulp yield is 50%. 4% superior to eucalyptus and casuarina. 4% superior to casuarina and 8% superior to eucalyptus. So why I am saying this? And again, now based on our work, the Kimberly Clark from US, and Fibria, they have also visited. And of course, we are also talking to large number of people, particularly for producing specialty paper, like filter papers, tissue paper, sanitary napkin filter papers. So varieties are amenable to cater to the demands of the systems. So in almost 8 different tree species, plywood genetic resources, we are able to screen the variety. Melia, 3 improved genetic resources. Popular, we have also introduced some of the populars in South India. Though the performance is not good, but still it is under consideration. Kadam, Tuna ciliata. I am really thankful to Punjab Agricultural University for sharing some genetic resources. And across India, we have collected almost all the genetic resources. Similarly, Misopsis emini, Agroforester fraxinifolius, Chucracia tabularis, and Eucalyptus hybrids. Almost in all these species, we are working on, particularly for a plywood, both for core veneer and face veneer. I really want to place my record here. Now, we are able to identify a Eurograndis clone amenable for face veneer. Eucalyptus tree breeding program intended for face veneer production. It's first of its kind in the whole country. So I think you are the first where I am sharing the information to all my boys and girls. This is the first information where we are able to develop a variety. Next slide. And this is Eurograndis clone. This is Eurograndis. The recovery is more than 66%. The recovery is more than 66%. And this recovery, I think this is also adds value because normally what happens, this Eurograndis clone and the Melia, they are a good bonding capacity and that is amenable for beautiful commercial plywood, even some other specialty plywood as well. So, why I'm saying this, these are all the systems which we are working on it. Similarly, match industries. Originally, match industry, people look either popular in North India or ailanthus in South India. Today, we have come with a beautiful variety, Cerculia elata and Cerculia fotida. And veneer recovery is beautiful. Today, ailanthus is a slow grower. Cerculia is a fast grower. Ailanthus will take anything more than 10 years. Cerculia elata can be harvestable in 6 years. 6 years. And veneer recovery is beautiful. And the splints recovery is very, very maximum. This is not comparable with other crops. Similarly, the color, the facility is also good. So the variety developed is able to give industrial utility. So that's a major system which we are doing it. Next slide. You can see the next video, how we are testing the industrial tests. Here I am working on match splints recovery. That means the number of splints per kg of wood. What is the traditional variety and what is the new variety which is going to give the more number of splints so that it will be usable both by the farmer and the industry. Industry will be happy and the farmers will also be happy. More than this, we are also working on a wide range of alternate genetic resources. Acacia hybrid. I was really thankful to Asian paper industry, TNPL, for working on this, particularly for evaluating various varieties of acacia hybrids. There is a cross between Acacia auriculaformis and Acacia mangium. And this is amenable for harvest within 3 years for a paper industry, 6 years for a plywood industry, and 8 years to 12 years for a timber industry, multi-utility crop component. And I have Agroforester fraxinifolius, beautiful variety. I have entire genetic resources amenable, available in the whole country. We have at Metropolis. Third important, Tuna ciliata. I think this wood is going to be, I think, next generation wood. Within another 10 years, mind you, boys and girls, the entire industry in the whole country will be demanding Tuna ciliata. So this needs to be promoted, intensively worked. During the last 8 years, we are working on Tuna ciliata. I am able to come out with a variety which is amenable for harvest in 5 to 6 years for a plywood industry or a specialty plywood. I'll come to the next. And similarly, we are working on a various species. And this wood is, I don't know how do you watch this. This is pinkish wood, and it is not equivalent to other kinds of wood. The pinkish wood is suitable for a specialty plywood. Now today what I am getting is, I am getting very good feedback both from a timber industry and the plywood industry. They want to promote more Tuna ciliata when compared to Melia dubia and eucalyptus. So that is an attraction which we are getting it. So mind you, boys and girls, tree breeding is an art. It is a science. So you have to look whether it is for a productivity or a wood quality for a density, wood quality for a paper, wood quality for a plywood, or wood quality for a match, or wood quality for any specialty purpose. You decide. It is like a tailor-made system. Well, how do you go to the tailor? You ask the tailor to design your dress. Similarly, go to the industry, go to the farmers, discuss with them what is their demand. Accordingly, design your breeding program. So all these things are beautifully done. And another important major area which we are looking at is the energy resources. You don't believe 83% of energy used in the country is the imported energy in the form of crude oil. India is an energy-starving country, and there is a report says within another 10 years, 12,000 Indian villages will be out of power. That means there is a demand is going on. Per capita energy consumption is growing very rapidly in the country. Originally, it was less than 500 kilowatt per individual. Today, we are going to touch anything more than 100,000 kilowatt. And some of the states are high, more than 1,000 kilowatt. Tamil Nadu more than 1,000 kilowatt. Some of the states in North India, they will less than 1,000 kilowatt. But we are populous country, industrial country. India is one of the growing economy. So energies, how the economy will be growing if the energy is not committed, the energy is not done. The government of India is mandated to promote the renewable energy, solar, water, air and wind, and biomass. And biomass is the one system of energy where you can generate 24 into 7 into 365 days. Solar depends on the wind, hydro depends on the rain, and solar depends on the lights. Out of 24 hours, we'll get light in only in 8 hours. Wind, hardly 6 months. And water, we are a monsoony country. Biomass, we are rich in biomass. Whatever the biomass, leaf, root, branches, stem, anything that can be converted both for solid fuel and for liquid fuel, either for biodiesel or for ethanol. So that also we are now considering, and we are pioneer in biofuel. Even we have a hybrid in biodiesel production in Jatropha. We have filed one patent for bioethanol from Miliadubia. We have identified a clone. That clone is amenable for ethanol generation as well. So these are the systems which we are working on it. Next slide. So these are the hybrids which we have developed. Hybrids in Jatropha. Originally, we have started Jatropha program RCL in 2002. But of course, due to some commitment, the people always claim that Jatropha means failure. No, crop is not a failure. Maybe the way in which we have taken may be different. But this crop is a beautiful crop. You see the varieties, colorful hybrid. Color hybrids for various category, Papayan type. Almost originally Jatropha will take 3 years. Today I have a hybrid which is amenable for harvest right from 3rd month onwards. 3rd month. I'm not saying 3 years. So this is what we are able to improve the variety. Similarly, we have a bioethanol. We have identified a variety, clone in Melia, clone in Casuarina, clone in Acrocarpus, Chucracia, Populus and Kadam. They are amenable for the ethanol generation. And we have filed one patent which is pending. I think within 1 year, we'll be getting the positive results. So once it is there, we'll be working with ethanol industries. So wood is not only for a solid, direct biofuel, it is also for ethanol generation. So all these things which we are also working on it. Next slide. This is what the hybrid development program. We started 2002. Today we are in BC 4 stage, backcross 4. And each and every backcross, I am able to screen a variety. And these screen varieties synchronized the flowering. I have set objective. I am able to get a synchronized flowering. I am able to high yielding variety. I am able to getting a continuous flowering type. So all these things I am highly satisfied now. Now I have also returned to the oil companies. Now we have a variety. Why not to promote again? If it is not with the agroforestry sector, why not a captive plantations? So these are all the systems which we are making it. The development of the breeding system, which is amenable for the rotation reduction, yield improvement, synchronized flowering, and specific utility. Next slide. So whatever hybrid I have developed, I have tested for industrial testing. This is my lab. I have my own oil extraction plant. I have taken hybrid seeds. I have crushed hybrid seeds. I have looked for industrial testing of hybrid seeds. I am highly happy. 4 kilos to 1 kilo of biodiesel. So that is what I am able to do these systems. So now we are very happy. So several industries are now coming on it. So these are all the status of genetic resources. We are working on 5 different species. Jatropha, Karanja, Maguva, Paradise tree and Undi. In each and every variety, we are able to come out with a clone, which the clones are high yielders, synchronized flowering and early maturity. Next slide. And the energy, now another important, solid energy. You don't believe, mind you boys and girls, today India is known for anything more than 12,000 megawatt of power generation. State of Tamil Nadu, we have more than 500 megawatt of power generation. And all these biomass power plants are sanctioned based on the availability of huge biomass of the agriculture residues. Even there is an estimate, India is surplus agriculture residues, 500 million tons. Then why these industries are sick industry, why they are not running? Because the collection of agriculture residues, the logistics, it takes away more costs. So that is the reason now industries are coming towards forestry. You give me a solid biomass, which is more high calorific value, high combustion efficiency, low ash content, and which is amenable for continuous harvest. So we are able to identify varieties in various biomass species. And now today we have standardized for 1 megawatt of power generation for 1 hour, we need 1.5 ton of wood with a calorific range of anything more than 3,500 kilocalories. So here we have identified a fast growing species, and those species we have identified them amenable exclusively for energy generation. Today we are working with the 7 different industries of energy for biomass power generation, which included more than 130 megawatt of power generation. Next slide. So all these species, Glaricidia, Acacia siamia, Acacia auriculabimus, next slide. These are all the energy species available besides cashew and eucalyptus. And for all these things, we are also promoting seed orchards, both seedling seed orchard and clonal seed orchard. Predominantly, our concentration is now clonal methodology. Next slide. This clone is predominantly because I said earlier, for all the species, we have now assembled what is called as a clonal bank. This clonal mother garden, whatever you are seeing is a clonal mother garden. Original clonal multiplication technology is a hedge garden technology. Here is the mini garden technology. I must thank ICR for having debuted me to Brazil to learn the art of mini clonal technology. And I must thank really all the paper industries in Brazil who taught me the art of mini clonal technology for eucalyptus. I have learned the technology. Now today I am adapting, I have modified the technology to suit the needs of India, to suit the tropical Indian species. So now I have perfected this technology for more than 20 different tree species. And today, within 21 days to 30 days, I am able to harvest. It is like a hair cutting. Every month you go to barber shop to cut the hair. Similarly, you take the cuttings every month. So this is what the technology, right from Siva pentandra up to Azadirachta indica, we have established a clonal mother bank. Every month I am able, even 1 square meter is enough to produce 6,000 plants per annum. I am saying 1 square meter, 1 meter by 1 meter size is enough to multiply 6,000 plants per annum. If it is 100 square meter, imagine 6 lakh plants per annum. Small area, low space, rapid multiplication, and the early multiplication, early rooting, and the 100% rooting. These are all the advantages of this system. Next slide. How this is done? You can see the video. These are all the mother garden. These are all the mother garden. Mother garden. For each and every species, I have mother garden. It is not a hedge garden technology. It's a mother garden. And here I'll take the cuttings every 21 days to 30 days. Once if I take these cuttings, it will go. So these cuttings will be taken, and every 21 to 30 days, it will be taken to the mist chamber. Then where it will be rooted, then it will come to this. Next slide. You see, these are the species where you can see specific technology. I'll show you the technology for Melia. Next slide. You see the technology for Melia. This is a mother garden where I am able to take the cuttings. Here, mind you, boys and girls, here I will use only apical shoots, not the nodal cuttings. Apical shoots are not the nodal cuttings. Similarly, we are also going for a special breeding methodology because to establish the clonal mother garden, we depend exclusively on tissue culture lab. So we develop only 100 plants. Then those 100 plants will go to the mother garden, and the mother garden will be mass multiplied. And first we will generate mother garden. First multiplication is alone tissue culture multiplication. The other multiplications are only with the mini clonal technology. Next slide. So all these things, we also go for a large scale multiplication of either for rare species, endangered species, or commercial plants or industrial species. Here we take all the materials starting from only, as I said earlier, there are 2 stages. One is the tissue culture stage, and tissue culture is not used for a commercial multiplication. Tissue culture is used for strengthening the mini clonal technology. That's all. Because every time, sometimes, so wherever the trees are highly copiable, I can directly go for a mass multiplication using mini clonal technology. Wherever the trees are not amenable, if I get only few shoots, that will go to the tissue culture where it will multiply. We will develop 50 to 100 plants. That 100 plants will be planted in mother garden. It will be cut at 5 centimeter to 10 centimeter level. We will induce axillary shoots, adventurous shoots. From there, we will take apical shoots for every 21 days. That will be rooted. Again, the mother garden will be leveled up. So these are all the systems which I think these are the systems you can learn only when you visit these sites. So anyone, I request, next slide. I request all the boys and girls, you can come at any time to Forest College and Research Institute, Metropolitan. Whatever I am presenting, we have a model at Metropolitan in 500-acre campus. We have a laboratory, we have an industry, we have a field, we have more than 200 acres of field gem blossom. Everything you can see to it. Next slide. And similarly, we are also working on molecular breeding because you know that we are working on 30 different tree species and we are working on more than thousands of genetic resources in the form of provenances, seed sources, progenies, clones, and hybrids. Now we are also able to identify the diversity. One is the morphometric, biometric diversity. Second is the molecular diversity. And particularly species like red sanders. We are able to quantify, they characterize the wavy grain and straight grain. And wavy grain wood is now mass multiplied through clones. Similarly, santal, teak, each and every character, where the site specific, where it is a genetic, where there is a genetic potential, where we are using it. More than that, for all the variety release committee, our Tamil Nadu government mandate is you have to submit a fingerprints along with the variety. So that is the reason we also develop a fingerprints like whatever the improved genetic resources. We develop a fingerprints and those fingerprints are given to state government because to own the variety, that's the system. Here we identify the varieties of cellucultural interests. That means density, cellulose and hemicellulose, productivity, high yielding characters, wood quality, that's what I said. Cellulose, lignin, density, and some of the vessel and morphology. And pharmaceutical products. And ultimately, it's a diversity analysis because now we are also in the process of crossing. We also identify how the hybrids are different from parents. All these things we are also doing it. And of course, we right from A to Z, we intend to the whole system. Next slide. So whatever you have seen is how we have taken a tree breeding to suit the needs of various industries. Not only we are, as a breeder, I am not confining only to develop a variety. And this variety is also taken to user agency. How? We create what is called as a contract farming model. And that contract farming model we have introduced in the year 2005 with the paper industry. I must really thank two paper industry in Tamil Nadu, TNP and Shechai Paper Board. Through them, we promoted contract paper farming. And 2007, biofuel for contract farming, 11 energy contract farming, 12 matchwood contract farming, 13 plywood contract farming, 16 composite wood, both for particle board, plywood, and also other utility. And 2020, timber contract farming last year. And now this year, last year, 2021, neem contract farming, high hazard active neem, with the Coromandel group of companies. So why I'm saying this, we have introduced the three different models. First model is a quadripartite model, where my role is very important, research institute. I'm the pioneer, I'm the role. The research institute will facilitate farmers, facilitate industry, facilitate bankers. We start the entire contract farming with the quadripartite model with the 4 partners. Research institute for technological support, industries for buyback, farmers to grow, and the bankers for both for credit supply and insurance coverage. Then once if it is there, after 2 to 3 years, the quadripartite model will be transformed to tripartite, then the bipartite. 2005, we started with the paper industry with the quadripartite model. Today, paper industries are with the bipartite. Our role is very minimal. And 2013, we started with the quadripartite model for plywood industry. Today, we are in tripartite model. Within another 5 years, it will be bipartite. And last year, we have introduced this model for teak, timber contract farming, teak, mahogany, and neem. And here, it is a quadripartite model we started. It will end up with a bipartite model within another 3 to 5 years. Why I'm saying this, we always want to create a sustainability mechanism. First, we will showcase them what is the variety, what is the technology, how the yield pattern, how the pricing pattern. Once if it is there, then automatically it will take its sustainability. That is what today in the entire state of Tamil Nadu, originally we were looking for a 20% blending of our genetic resources with the organized sectors. Today we are happy we are able to get 40% of the raw material resources for meeting the organized raw material requirement. Still remaining 60% from unorganized source. But our idea is another 5 to 10 years, 80% of the material will be organized availability, organized agroforestry, certified raw materials, certified products. That's a major mandate. Next slide. And here we are now currently working on anything more than 75,000 hectares, more than 50,000 beneficiaries. Entire South India we are operating. The models are farm forestry model, agroforestry model, hybrid model, captive model, benefit share model, and land lease model. If any land is available, any farmer who is having more 50 acres with the empty land, if he is not interested to do any agriculture, he can hand over the land. We will develop, we will invest money on behalf of industries. And industry will invest all the money. We develop the entire packages. At the time of harvest, we will share the benefits. Today, you don't believe, 2021, TNAU lands, 500 acres of TNAU lands have been modeled, this captive plantation model. We have established all the colonial plantation, even with the own university lands. So university will get the benefit in 2025 onwards. So all these things are, whatever we experience, it is taken lead. So that is the reason, during the last 10 years, 75,000 hectares, more than 2 lakh acres have been covered under organized agroforestry. Next slide. So this is possible because of two important things. One is technology. Second one is market. That's what innovation I said. Technology is clonal technology, organized precision silviculture, multifunctional agroforestry, marketing mechanism. 19 different industries, they are assuring pricing mechanism. And for all the industries, we have established what is called the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. Next slide. So these are the pricing support. Nowhere it is available. You go, you may be available for poplar and eucalyptus. What is the teak? What is the price? Now we are assuring. What is the methodology? What is the pricing mechanism for neem? We are giving. What is the pricing mechanism for neem seed? We are giving. All these things we are working on a consortium approach. Next slide. So because of these things, my farmers are happy. My industries are happy. More industries are now coming. I started only with the 2 industry in 2004. And in 2008, we have come with only 4 industry. Today, I am working with the 54 industries. You name any industries in the country. I think one of the other utility, they will be a part of this only for varieties. Not for product, only for a variety. Industries are strong in products. My industries are happy. Entrepreneurs, not only we are helping industry, we are creating more entrepreneurs. Farmers are entrepreneurs. Unemployed youth are entrepreneurs. Graduate scholars are entrepreneurs. Forestry professionals are entrepreneurs. Farm graduates are entrepreneurs. My institution, TNA, is happy because technology is going very fastly outside. More than that, technologies are leveraged, developed based on the funding support from all the industries. And all the industries are funding on us, not 1 year, 2 years, during the last 10 years. And they will be funding for another 10 years also. So all these things, we have created a mechanism. More than that, next slide. More than that, this is what the expansion. Area is getting expanded. We started with a 200 hectare demonstration in 2008. Today, 75,000 hectares. We started the 10 metric cube per hectare per annum, baseline productivity. Today, I am able to improve the productivity to more than 25 metric cube. Some other variety, I am able to reach 50 metric cube. Economic impact, 1.12, 1.3. I am able to increase more employment income generation. More than that, we are able to resolve, we are able to satisfy the government demand of sequestering more carbon because of the organized agroforestry system. Next year. Now, whatever I have said, we are all done this works with the funding support from industries to create a sustainability. What the farmer wants, he wants a good variety. He wants a good team to develop. The problem is seedling availability is a problem. Plantation development is a problem. Plantation felling is a problem. Marketing is a problem. So we have created a consortium in 2015. 2015, we created a consortium. This consortium now today, as on today, we have more than 330 people. It has industries, 64 industries, 12 unorganized nurseries for mass multiplying 10 million plants, 46 farmers representing one farmer from each and every district, and other farmers are from other states of India. Today, originally, we were working on this model for only Tamil Nadu. Today, I am operating this model in 17 states in the whole country. We have a farmer producer company, we have NGO, we have MNC company, we have a Panchayat Raj institution, scientists, finance institution, line department, small and medium scale industries of anything more than 43, more than 40 entrepreneurs. The idea is to produce more decentralized seedling production, plantation development, decentralized, plantation felling, decentralized. Next slide. All these things are done. And to facilitate further, I am able to create Asia's first agroforestry business incubator. And whatever the model I am showing, these are all made out of the Melia dubia and the eucalyptus developed by this institute. I have 7 different technology we are promoting, and we are earning the revenue of more than 40 lakhs within 2 years. And we have registered 106 incubators. Out of them, 25 are startup companies. Agroforestry-based startup creation is very unique in the whole of India. So we are the part. And many of them are students of forestry and agriculture and students of other categories as well. Next slide. So all these things, I am signing MOA because why I am saying this, variety development is very easy, but taking the variety into the farmers to the industry is a major task. So we approach it through a production to consumption model, from a supply chain to a value chain model. With each and every industry, we are signing an MOA. We work out the modalities. Once this MOA is signed, very simple, the industry have to fund onto the institute for R&D. The industry have to promote contract farming. The industry has to support with the buyback. The industry has to promote organized agroforestry. TNAU will facilitate Forest College and Research Institute, will facilitate all these things. So all these things are through, next slide. All these things we are able to do it. We are able to create a sustainability mechanism through consortium and business incubator. I have more than 20 nurseries now. We are able to multiply more than 10 million plants. I have a plantation development institution, 14 clusters. Annually, we are able to do 25,000 acres of plantations. And we have plantation felling institution. Today, I am able to harvest more than 7.5 lakh ton of wood. We have organized the supply chain, 34 wood-based industry, and 64 wood-based industries already signed and already entered into the consortium. 34 industries we are promoting through contract farming. Research and development, 6 industries, continuously funding during the last 10 years. And we have introduced this in our curriculum, undergraduate curriculum and postgraduate curriculum, so that the graduating scholars will imbibe the system of the tree breeding, will imbibe the system of precision silviculture, will imbibe the system of multifunctional agroforestry, so that this can be taken into a very big lead. He can be a professional forester. He can meet any challenges faced by the farmers. He can resolve any challenges faced by the industry. He can face any challenges faced by the entire nation in terms of climate change, mitigation and adaptation. All these things, we are teaching them through an organized curriculum. Next slide. All these things it is already available in the public domain. If you go to websites, we have all published industrial agroforestry. There is a recent book, Tree Breeding and Improvement. Whatever I have said during the last more than an hour, it is available. It is available with a very simple reading. Very simple reading. Whatever our experiences, it is available. Similarly, we have also given a lot of publications for a competitive examinations. Frequently asked questions on forestry. It's a compilation of 10 years of work. Similarly, Introduction to Forestry and Agroforestry. There is one more book called Forestry, a Subjective Guide. Similarly, there is one more book recently published, Forestry, Environment, Biodiversity and Sustainable Development. It is yet to be released. It is in printing stage. All these things will be useful to all my boys and girls, both for your personal development and also for your professional development. Next slide. Now, to get more attraction, we have created a YouTube channel, Agroforestry, Environment and Forest. I request all my boys and girls, please subscribe this channel. Whatever I have said, mini clone technology, Brazilian experiences, pulpwood technology, plywood technology, energy, fruit technology, multifunctional agroforestry, slated goat farming, silvipasture, the art of entire thing is it. Our idea is every week one technology based YouTube, so that now several YouTubes are available. Many people are, laying several cases, information is not correctly placed. So to resolve all these things, Forest College and Research Institute, we have created a YouTube channel, and that YouTube channel will give you all technologies usable for, amenable for students, amenable for farmers, amenable for industries, amenable for stakeholders involved in the entire process. Next slide. So all these things, mind you, boys and girls, whatever I have said, it is during the life of 1997. 1997 we have initiated. From 2004 onwards, we have intensively doing this particular work. And we are doing this in organized sectors. And each and every stage, we are able to identify the problems. And after seeing the problems, we are able to resolve the problem through the organized research and development mechanism, so that my farmers are happy, my industries are happy, my stakeholders are happy. We are also able to create institutions like Consortium, institutions like Incubator. These institutions are taking care of sustainability. So boys and girls, my request is, you can visit any time to Forest College Research Institute. Learn the art, whatever I said, learn the art and science. Then you can take it. Suppose if any of the students, if you want to be a startup company, if you want to be an MSME, if you want to do business, please visit. Enroll ourselves in the incubator. We'll provide you the technology. We'll provide you the financial help. We'll make you translate you as a business people also. If anyone wants to do research, this college is open and you can do any kind of research, starting from production research up to a value addition research. We also have established more than 2.5 acres of industrial complex. This is similar to an industrial locality, not only for one industry, wide range of industry. So you can use the facility. So with this, I close my talk of inviting all of you to Forest College Research Institute wherever and whenever possible. My simple idea is take the message so that this message can be replicated across the country. Because we are not developed only for the state of Tamil Nadu. This is for the entire country, entire globe as well. Some of the African countries, even some of the institutions in China, they are also looking into the model. They are also inviting me to share